All right, it's time to get those phones out and open up your camera. We have a QR code coming your way. Today on Design Time with Tri-City Furniture, you can scan the code right on your screen as you watch to get linked directly to more information about today's topic. Let's check it out.
Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. It is time for Design Time. We are here at Tri-City Furniture in Auburn with Kathy Kilborn. Thank you so much for inviting us today, Kathy.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're talking all about leather. I'm sitting in this beautiful leather chair, very comfortable. I could stay here all day, just relax and chill. So talk to us, there's so many options when it comes to leather, right? So what do we need to consider?
Well, the important thing is really in the details.
Okay.
And it's really much easier to know the quality that you're getting if you look for some of the details, because the lower inexpensive leathers are going to pass by many of those to save money. And really getting a quality piece in leather, if you're going to make the investment, you want it to last a long time, you really need to make sure you're buying top quality leather.
So how can we tell, Kathy, if we're getting a great sofa?
So the important thing, because you can't see inside the box, you're definitely going to have to make sure that you know what kind of seat springs that are inside, and we've talked about sitting more on a sofa than down in a sofa. Right. So we want to have that comfort and support. We don't need it hard, but we need it supportive. But then other details that you may not know about would be, where does the leather come from? Because an imported leather is not going to have the strength like leathers that are weathered in, say, Colorado. The leathers are much thicker and tougher, and so they last a lot longer. So where it comes from, as American leather compared to maybe a China import, that would be a big variable. But other details might be how they put the leather on. Many sofa companies will strip the leather, and that's a little less expensive because you're using the best leather where you sit. But a lot of the higher end companies will actually make this a solid piece and maybe just strip on the sides. So there's a little less stress. They can use other pieces of the leather, but not in the areas that you're sitting. Something else that's really an interesting thing, because leather is slippery, it's really important that they actually hook the back cushion and the seat cushion together. Otherwise, you can go nuts trying to keep everything in place. So they zipper them together so that they're actually really easy to keep in place.
Yeah, especially with kids, because they like to pull those things out and then keep them in place.
And leather always has to be loose so that it can breathe.
So what else should we know about construction?
So in construction, solid wood frames are really important. You want to make sure that there's stable arms. We use our arms a lot for getting up and out of frames. So we want to make sure that that's they're part of that basic structure. Another detail might be that a company will actually, when they seam it together, like on this arm, they will actually shave down the back seam so that when it's upholstered, there's not a big bump there. When you're laying your arm on it, you get that extra bump, you're going to notice it. But it's not something you think about until maybe it's like that really bothers you. So those are just little things that a lot of the higher end quality companies really focus on to make it a beautiful, long lasting piece.
Yeah, we like that. Now, some leather is really soft, while others have more graining. So which is better, Kathy?
They're really not better. It's a matter of the feel. Now, I would suggest that you would always purchase a protected leather. Protected leathers have a smoother finish, and they don't change colors. So the natural leathers are beautiful. They're like maybe like what you would get in a bomber jacket. But if I ran my finger across it, I actually could see that mark. And in a sofa, as you sit on them, that wearing spot will really show up, whereas a protected leather would not do that. And so I think for long term, that is going to give you a better look.
So how can we maintain our leather so it lasts a long time?
Well, the important thing there
Yeah.
is the conditioners, the cleaners, and then reapplying some of that protective layer. And there's definitely great products out. We have some here we strongly suggest, but cleaning it, it's just, it was alive. This skin
Right.
was alive.
That's right.
And it's just like if we don't put oil on our skin, it's going to dry out and crack.
Yes.
And you have to think about it like that. So it's important to clean it with a leather cleaner and conditioner. And then about every 2 years, 1 year to 2 years, depending on how it's used, to make sure that you put the protective coat back on. And it's easy to do. Just on a rag and just wipe it on, but it keeps your leather beautiful.
Sounds
And
like-
then also
yeah.
just remember, don't put your leather sofa in the sun, because ultraviolet light is extremely harsh on it. So
Really?
just like we get sunburned,
Yes.
the leather can do that
The same
too.
thing. So you have to moisturize your leather like you do your skin and your
Yes.
hands. Okay, well, thank you. More valuable tips. We appreciate it.
Yes.
We appreciate having you.
Yes, leather is so important
Yeah.
today. We see it in so many pieces.
And it's
Even your car,
beautiful.
think about that.
Yeah.
You know, make sure you're maintaining your leather well.
Okay. Oh, great tips. Thank you, Kathy, for inviting us here today. And thank you for watching this edition of Design Time.